And we appear to be back, and the car's jacked up. Now, it's not what you think. There isn't anything wrong-ish. We'll get onto that. We're just doing a simple oil change, because I thought, well, I haven't got any service history with the car. I have no idea how much oil is in the car, and I know a lot of you, some of you, will say, why don't you check it? Well, you tell me where the dipstick is. Exactly, you're the dipstick. With these ones, you have to run it to temperature and then check on the screen inside the car, which leads us to our next problem. The screen doesn't switch on. However, I can hear music, parking sensors, everything like that. So it is literally just the screen, but we'll get onto that later on. Right now, oil change. Let's hope there was some oil in it, as I have ran it briefly. Now, for those of you that have never done an oil change in your life, you look for something like this. So that's the oil filter. And then you look for the bottom of the engine, which is called the sump, which is this, and then you look for the sump plug, which is just there, and then you undo that. But first we've got to drain the oil, otherwise that's going to go everywhere. Safety first. Oh, my shoulders are too big. I need a ratchet. God damn it. Oh, well, it's loose. Be prepared for oil. Oh! I would pick you up, but I'm covered in oil myself. It does look like it's getting thinner. The stream, it does not seem to be thinning. Holy mackerel. That's a lot of oil. I don't know if you're going to see what my quiff is looking like. Woo. Now that's finished doing what it's doing, I do not look good right now. Holy moly. We're doing this next. Oil filter. This bad boy is to come off, and without making a mess. The size on the oil filter is 32 mil. Look at the size of that. Anyway, so that is loose. Then we get the new oil filter. Do you just... That works. So that is the original oil filter in the car, and the new one is just there. Look at the comparison. I mean, this one's caked in oil, but I realise this is probably boring a lot of people, but it's your manufacturer's specs, which in this case is 35 Newton meters, which is about that. Oil filter changed. Now it's time for the sump. You know the thing I took out at the bottom of the sump where all the oil came out? That's this. So yeah, we'll attach that. I won't film it because it's a bit fiddly. But the new sump plug is now in. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. New oil filter. Now it's time to fill her up. So it should be dry as anything in there. And for people wondering, this is how much oil came out. Bearing in mind the tub is quite deep. That's my hand for reference. That's a lot of oil. It is quite tempting to just... No, I won't do that. We're back to this angle. We're filling it up. Let's see how well this goes. We might be here a while. This car takes around, I think it's 6.5 litres of oil, which in turn costs me about £70. And it is depositing very slowly into the tank because there's no hole in the oil bottle. From the timestamp, that took nearly 3 minutes. Okay, beautiful. For those wondering what I'm going to do with the oil down there, I'm filling up these two because you have to dispose of oil properly. You can't just chuck it in the bin. That's illegal and bad for the environment. We'll cut to when I start the car and if it actually does start. Now's the moment of truth. I'm going to press the start button. That should engage like pumps and... Anyway, I'm a little bit scared, I'll be honest. Okay, the car's on. I don't know if you heard that. Okay, let's go look. No oil leaks. That's a good sign. Okay, there's no smoke coming out the back. I think we're good. That's the job well done. The next job is this little... Why are you not... Imagine that worked. But even when I open it, nothing. So we're gonna have to check that out. I have looked at the fuses. It's none of those. It's just the screen. It is the day after doing the oil change. And it's a beautiful day, I must say. It's absolutely lovely. Sun is shining. I can't see a damn thing. If we turn around the camera, I am currently in the process of accessing this. Now, I have taken out some parts, like the trim around the outside, some little pieces down here, all in hopes of getting to the screen to hopefully make it work, because, well, you can't really do anything in this car without the screen, so it's a very important part of the car. Anyway, I'll figure it out, and then I'll keep you guys updated. Sound fair? So the screen is out. So that's the aircon unit. Just unplug that there, and at the top there. And then there are two bolts just at the top there, holding in the screen. Now, I've got to figure out which one of these wires is feeding this power and if it's getting enough voltage, which will give us an idea of whether the screen's broken or cable. Yeah, I'm hoping it's the cable. It's been a few days since I last recorded that last section, and we did manage to get the screen out, and the new screen has arrived. And I'm really hoping this one fits, as I haven't quite tested it yet, which is what I'm going to do right now. I need to take all this off first, which is 4 bolts. Shouldn't be too hard. So I have successfully removed the dead screen, and I really hope this new one works, because if it doesn't, oh my goodness me, that's annoying. Anyone want a broken Audi A7 screen? Let me know. Now, this new screen cost me about 60 quid off eBay. No idea if it works. This is what the center console looks like currently. Lovely. Now I'm going to try and put this back in and see if it works. If it does, oh my goodness, then all we need is a front bumper. And as of recording this, I sold my other car, the Corsa. I sold that last night. It is the 10th of January as of filming this. So I've only got one car for the first time since February last year. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. Let's put this screen on and hope it works. Yeah, it hasn't worked, which means it's a cable issue. That's really annoying, because that screen was 60 quid, which means there was nothing wrong with that other screen. I was really hoping to have this fixed today. Doesn't look like it, as I have work soon. Bit of a lie, I was just doing some editing in my setup, and a lovely little parcel has made its way into the front of the house. She has made it. This is the new bumper for the car. I was literally just doing some editing in there. Yeah, so what you'll see in a bit when I unwrap it and everything, I basically paid a little bit extra and got the RS7 S7 style bumper for the A7. I'm not claiming it's an RS7 or an S, it's not, it's an A7. But looks wise, this bumper just beats it. Like, it's just, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's unwrap this. She's big. Pause. Goodness me. Holy moly. Right, yeah, let's just. Right, so I am going to unwrap it here just because it is horrible weather outside. So we'll get it all nicely laid out. My parents are probably going to kill me, but that's the price I'm willing to take to have a look at what this... Honestly, I can't wait, so let's just unwrap it. Are you ready? What? That was a mad reaction, but I'll be honest, didn't know it came as just a honeycomb grill. I'm not chavvy like that, I swear. I didn't... You can see all the little pieces behind me. So these bits will attach in these canards just here. Gonna have to figure that out at some point. There's some other little bits in this box and everything. Did come with screws. Bad. So all in all, this all cost, everything you see here, £500. 500. I don't think that's too bad. However, I will have to get it painted, which would be about another £100, £200. So altogether, 650, 700. And more news on the screen. Well, yeah, it's still not working. I don't know where in abouts in the video I want to put this, but as of right now, while I've got the bumper, it's not working. Right, let's see what we're doing next. I'm assuming we're going to go get this painted. So in the last clip, you probably saw the bumper arriving. That was about a week ago now. And the bumper is in fact painted. Now, I didn't paint it myself because I'm not a professional painter, nor do I have a garage to do the painting. Here she is in colour, which is brilliant, and it looks amazing. These are all the bits going on. There's also a box down here. Didn't come with instruction manuals, so I'm gonna have to figure all this stuff out myself. Probably be sat there for about 35 minutes. So I'll show you as and when I do stuff. Not gonna lie to you, this is way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. These pieces, where the flip do they go? No idea. Same with that one. I have got the grills on. They look quite nice. I don't know where half the stuff goes. I'm going to have to Google some of it because I have literally no idea. I've been doing this for probably about 20 minutes now, and I'm losing light to put it on the car. When I tell you that's one of the most difficult things I've done, bearing in mind I take cars apart, that is the most difficult thing I've ever done. Putting that together, oh my goodness. I don't even want to get into it. That's mean. That's going to change the whole thing. I'll be honest, I don't like the chaviness. However, we can deal with that for a little bit until we get a badge that fits. As you can see outside, it's not very bright. It's 4 o'clock currently. Been a little while since you've seen her. This is her in her glory. I mean, we're going to remove this. As you can see, little bit of, yeah, scraped up a little bit. Now, the original bumper was held on by purely zip. I need a Torx screwdriver because they stupidly decided to put washer jets on the headlight, and this isn't even the right size. Got the right bit now. Those bits are off. Now comes the messy bit. I might have been scammed. So basically what's happened is I'm not happy about it. So the company I bought this bumper from basically said, yeah, that'll fit your car. I did a check on eBay, it says it will fit. Guess what? It doesn't fit, which means that piece of going back on. That's really, really like annoyed me. Oh my God. I even did all my checks and everything, and I've paid to have this painted. That wasn't cheap. I'm gonna have to call them and get a refund. I mean, I've lost the money on the paint. They literally said it would fit. It doesn't. Are we serious? The old one's going back on again? Okay, we'll put the old one back on. Yes, it is the next day. I'm a little bit clearer headed. I was very annoyed yesterday, I'll be completely honest with you. The bumper, not fitting, not great. I've messaged the people who sold it to me. Obviously, they've said they can't refund it because I've painted it, annoyingly. This is why you do your checks. But we're just going to have to wait and see what the response is. I will keep you guys updated over on my Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll always keep updating and stuff on there once this video has released. But on that terrible disappointment, I'm going to have to end because, well, there's not much else I can do. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Man, it's just why, man.